Alright, so there are some absolutely broken things in this new unicorn pack, and one of them involves a tier 4, the Chimera, with some mana generation, and it gives you an absurd amount of summons. It is very easy to get like 25, 50, level 3, so it spawns 3 different summons, and that is just crazy for a combo of a tier 3 and a tier 4. Pretty easy to set up, plus there's like some experience, there's chocolate in this pack, and there's like gingerbread, so you can actually get things to level 3 pretty easily, and things are just, yeah, so easy to set up, way too many stats, and just crazy good. We see this a lot in lobbies, it seems. It's kind of developed into the meta of how to win lobbies. There's also some other great pets that are going to be good late game, like the Behemoth, which is very interesting because it goes up to 100 in stat cap, but a lot of times you don't actually get to above 50-50 because you don't go that late game. But this one is just going to be a classic arena strat. I imagine there's going to be a lot of balance changes, so I wouldn't be surprised if this got nerfed. But for now, until that actually happens, this is probably going to be one of the best things you can go for. So tier 2 actually has a decent amount of good pets, including the drop bear. I think the rabbit's not too bad, but the best pet, if you ask me, is pretty much the new pug. It gives experience to the frontmost pets, and it's a tier 2 that's a 1-5. Just ends up being really good, and I definitely recommend taking it anytime you see it. Drop bear has a bunch of different synergies. There's a tier 1 that makes like the backmost pet weak, so that can actually be pretty good. And going for drop bear there is just a lot of extra damage. But right now, I don't really have room for it. Going for this frost wolf, which I don't really use too frequently, it can be a little bit helpful. And then Cuddle Toad is not the worst buy sell, it just helps out a little bit. Maybe you'll get lucky and the wand will hit something random and level it up. But it's at least +1/+1, if nothing else, and it's a 2-3 at the start, which means usually you don't lose if you take 2 threes, so not the worst thing to take. And now double drop bear, just for a little bit of extra tempo. I don't really think the skeleton dog or whatever that gives the permanent 1/1 is all that good, because a lot of times you don't actually care too much about scaling early on in this pack. It's really more of a tempo pack, and scaling is like if you happen to high roll a lot of scaling, because there's not that much scaling in this pack. You really don't have to worry about it too much. And those tier 4s, not really looking super helpful, but I roll into 2 more of these frost dogs, or frost wolves. Interesting, I guess I'm going for it. And yeah, so this tier 2 pug, I feel like is also going to be an issue. There's a reason pug was moved to tier 3, and it's because it was way too good at tier 2. Anyway, you might be wondering what I've been doing in the past couple months. I kind of mentioned that I really never stopped playing Super Auto Pets too much, but I have been doing other things. The main thing is I got back into reading books. I know, it's crazy. It's like I'm a nerd or something. Also, yeah, there's that triple mana hound. This guy is just OP. So much mana generation, and, you know, rolling is usually good anyway. So if pets actually have a good ability with roll, ends up being quite nice. And also this wolf is actually doing surprisingly well. The frost plus the snipes working out pretty nicely. But yeah, so what books am I reading? I mean, just anything really, but I've been reading some, like, one of my favorite books that I read recently was called Beartown, which is kind of about hockey and like the community and the people and how much sports means to them and how much it affects their lives and stuff like that. Really enjoyed that book, so you can check that out if you are interested, I guess. I highly doubt anyone's going to actually check out that book, but also read some random like sci-fi books, some memoirs, just anything that's kind of interesting to me, and just go for it, because it turns out reading can be quite fun. Like, there are books that are like literary masterpieces, which I'm sure is some people's things, but not really. I'm just reading for fun. Like, another book that was just an enjoyable read was Big Little Lies, which was like an HBO series. Read the book, ended up just being very easy to read, very enjoyable, and also just, you know, some authentic characters and stuff. Just overall a fun time, and it feels a lot less like degenerate sometimes than playing video games for like 8 hours a day or something. It's usually not 8 hours a day, but like, you know, sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, I did not do much today. But when I read a book, I can at least say like, hey, that was, it's not really productive, but it doesn't feel as bad. It feels nice, especially with like the physical copy of a book, to just not be staring at a screen for so long. Yeah, so that's nice. I mean, that's I still continue to watch some movies. Watch like Talk to Me, good horror movie. Watched a random movie recently called Night on Earth, which was just five different stories that take place in the taxi, and it was quite interesting. But yeah, anyway, here's the build. So this tier 6, it gives you 3 additional rolls pretty much, and it freezes duplicates. I mean, sometimes the duplicates aren't really necessary, but it's still a helpful ability. You can kind of think of it as like a hammerhead, because it gives you 3 extra rolls, or 3 extra gold, and it doesn't require a level 3. So the 3 extra rolls are going to be super helpful with the Mana Hound and the Nessie, because the Nessie is based off of that. And I guess just buy selling this guy for a little bit is actually helpful. I mean, it's still +1/+2 to the entire team. So 3 stats times 4 is 12 stats. Ends up being like 2 chicken legs worth or something like that. And now we got double. What was this thing? Is this Yeti? That's +6 gold and rolls, and you can see it starts to get pretty insane. We got 32 spawn. Now, in order to make this team insanely broken, what you can do is find Cornucopia, which can give you 1-up, and then you can 1-up Nessie, and that gives you pretty much 2 50/50s. Just, it's absolutely insane. And I could go another Nessie, or I could go another Yeti, either one, or maybe another Chimera. That would also be pretty insane. But now it also helps with level ups, and that's really all I'm looking for at this point. Just try to get to the level 3s. And this guy in front is also extremely good because the Chimera is primarily focused on health, which is what you want more towards the back. But you can see it's already getting kind of out of control. 22 44s. And this is why you don't even need any scaling whatsoever. It's just purely a team that is based off of rolling and based off of mana, and that's it. Like, I rolled once this turn. I think it gives you an additional roll when you enter the shop, so it's really twice, but then we get +9 extra rolls. The stat cap is 50/50, of course. Oh, the Nessie getting to level 3 might not be like massive improvement, but it's yeah, look at that. Level 3, 22 mana. That means it's spawning 22 44s. And looking for this cornucopia. Don't quite get it, but I guess just end up taking a pizza. I do like that tier 6 thing where you can transform pets. It makes it super easy for achievement hunting, because if you have a level 3, you could just buy whatever, or you buy that, you get a random level 3, and then you just win with that. And yeah, we'll probably be using that a lot for the hard mode ribbons, which I have to get all the hard mode ribbons. I mean, there's like 80 pets or something. That's kind of crazy, but that gives me something to do, a reason to play the game again, which is always fun. And they're hardly even getting to my 22 44 triple summon team. And now, even more summons. This should get them to 50/50 pretty much, or at least like 25/50, which is really all you need. And can I get the last Nessie? Not this turn, but since I have an extra 12 rolls, you bet I'm going to find some duplicates in the shop. And man, it is just such a good squad. 34 mana generation. There's a 40/40. And then we're going to spawn 34/50s, as you can see. Crazy. Just absolutely broken. It's really hard to beat a team like this. There's level 3. That'll get us to pretty much 50/50s. Level 3 Nessie. Everything is just level 3. Maybe I should even combine the Yetis. I don't know if I actually have the ribbon for the level 3 Yeti win, so I probably should have done that and then just put in like a Behemoth, or honestly another Mana Hound. Probably the best thing would be to get another Nessie, or to try to go for another Chimera. Is it Chimera? It's probably Chimera, right? So you don't say the CH. English is weird sometimes. There's a lot of like the mythical pets I just don't really know. I've never heard existed, but yeah, the 50/50s, it kind of counters the other Chimera, and then there we go. Look at that triple 50/50 spawn. Just insane. Way too good. I imagine this is getting nerfed, but if you want to win an arena, I think this is the way to do it. And almost back up to 200k snacks. Not too bad, but thanks for watching. See ya.